Welcome back to another thrilling installment of 20 credit playthrough. Well, hopefully it's a riveting installment, but today we're going to be taking a look, or we're going to be playing right through Beast Busters. And the three characters you have on screen are Johnny Justice, Paul Patriot, and Stanley Statesman. Well, whatever. These three militiamen have come to this town to solve the mystery of why everyone, wait for it, is infected. Why are they all zombies? Now the next guy that pops up on the screen, take a good look after I shoot him and see what happens. Nope, there he goes. And bam! You gotta shoot him twice, because the first time around, you're just knocking him out. Second time is when you actually splatter his zombie guts all over the place. Beast Busters was a rail shooter that came out by SNK in 1989 and supports up to 3 players. How dangerous was the city before it got infested by zombies? Have you noticed that everyone here is packing heat? Everyone's got a gun. If they don't have a gun, they have Molotov cocktails or knives. You'll see all that come up. You'll see it come up. Look at that. All 3 women on the train, they all have guns. 4 women. They're all shooting me. Everyone has a gun. I mean, come on, zombies weren't bad enough. Alright, we've come across our first hallway scene. And you'll see what I mean after we deal with these very angry dogs. Very angry dogs that jump very high, impressively high. Ooh, med pack. Gonna need that. As we descend into the hallway, these sections become pretty hard. Reason being, it's really easy to miss the flying creatures on the upper left hand and upper right hand corners. If you let one of them go, they will damage you, so do not let them go. I let one go. Alright, we've come across our first boss, this blue punk. Knife-wielding punk. He's a zombie. I thought zombies were supposed to have, like, degraded, like, motor functions. But he turned into a dog. A super parkour dog that shoots fireballs. He's really hard to hit, too. He's just jumping all over the place. So I'm trying to hit the fireballs as he's jumping all over the place. I hope those are fireballs. Well, anyways, that completes Section 1. We'll see you all in Section 2. What kind of place is this? We must go back! Doesn't sound like very brave heroes, does it? Section 2, Runaway. Alright, we begin in an elevator scene. We love elevator scenes. You know what I don't love? You guys have probably guessed by now. I hate birds. Birds and bats in games are the worst. They're hard to hit, they're smaller, If you're playing a platformer, they're gonna hit you off. They're gonna knock you off the platform when you least expect it. In this game, they just fly in weird patterns. I mean, I have nothing against our aviary friends, but maybe I do. Alright, looks like we've come across our first sub-boss. This bird with multiple smaller bird minions. Attack! Goodbye, giant bird. I won't miss you. So, as I mentioned, this game came out to the Neo... No, it did not come out to the Neo Geo. I'm so sorry. This came out to the arcades in 1989, like I mentioned before. However, it did get a port to the Commodore Amiga. Somehow, I just can't imagine that being very fun. But I guess I'll have to look it up, maybe play it, emulate it or something. I could be wrong, but I seriously doubt it. Gun games being played with a controller usually suck. Oh, here we go. Two bosses. Lame. In case you forget what channel you're watching, this is DCO. Digital Coin Op. Alright, one of them down. Second one, come on. Bam, down. Thank you. Alright, looks like we completed section 2. Onwards to section 3. Bodies are everywhere. Are these the missing? So I should probably state that these guys came out not only for fun, but they also came out because it was a bounty, a $50,000 bounty. I also mentioned that this game was ported to the Commodore Amiga, but it was also ported to the Atari ST. I did do a little research, and it did look like the Amiga did have a light gun attachment, but I'm not positive that it worked with Beastbusters, though. Though looking at screenshots of the game on the Amiga didn't look so bad, but I looked at some YouTube videos and the slowdown was, well, it was bad. It was really bad. Well, that took care of a lot of them, but it also blew the windows out on the upper floor there, and this lady came out and shot me in the face. This game did have a sequel, and it was released a few years later to the Neo Geo Hyper 64. To say it didn't do well is an understatement, because it wasn't that the game didn't do well, it's that that entire platform for the arcade didn't do well. The Hyper Neo Geo 64 eventually only came out with 7 games, whereas its predecessor, the Neo Geo, came out with, well, a buttload of games. Alright, we have another into the screen section here. As I mentioned before, make sure to hit the flying creatures or they will sap your health easily. Oh, they can drive. Oh, they can drive and they have rocket launchers. Awesome. What was wrong with this city before all this happened? I'm sorry. Town. They keep referring to it as a town. And I guess looking at the buildings, it does kind of look like a town. Really big town. Do these guys always have machine guns in front of their bikes? I'd like to find out exactly what happened before this incident. I mean, there must have been a huge crime spree or something. Now, if you look to the left and to the right, you're going to see exit, coin, option to start. So very obviously, I am working on an emulator here. Obviously, I don't have space to collect a bunch of arcade machines. And I know what you're thinking, you can get the PCBs and hook them up to a TV. But using a PCB, a TV, and a light gun, not easy. And capture footage of it. Not great. Alright, see you in the next section. It's safer near the river. Let's go! If you say so. Although, looking at that screenshot of the river, that didn't look much safer than the rest of town. Oh, look at that! Piranhas! I wonder if this town is in South America, although I'm pretty sure the storyline goes that it's somewhere in a nondescript town in America. Man, it's so easy to die in this game. Half the time you don't even know what hit you. This is probably one of those games where having multiple players really comes in handy. Because everyone can concentrate on their part of the screen. On their part of the screen, their part of the screen. Yes, yes. And we've come across this stage's mid-boss. I learned very, very early on that shooting this guy's fireballs will get you nowhere if you're playing one player. I guess if you're playing two players, one person can work on the fireballs while shooting that guy in the head, but honestly, just keep shooting him in the head. It's the easiest thing to do. You're gonna get hit a few times, but it's worth it, because if not, you're gonna be standing there forever. Alright, another into the screen scene. With a bunch of naked dudes. Yay. With guns. It's like Dr. Manhattan with guns. In the sewer. Or the river, the aqueduct, whatever. So many vicious fish. Ew, look at those fish guts all over the screen. Gross. pixelated fish guts. Oh my god, it's a ball of naked dudes with an eyeball in the middle. Just like that other creature, just try to concentrate on the main area to shoot, and you're gonna get through it much faster. Alright, that does it for section 4. Wasn't too long. And see you in section 5. The old factory may hold clues. Let's look!
Section 5.
So, section 5. More zombies with guns, and knives, and grenades. Oh my. So here's a fun fact. Did you know that Michael Jackson used to own a Beastbusters arcade machine? And he would actually take it with him on tour via cargo plane. Another fun fact, that this was the very last standalone arcade game released by SNK before they released the Neo Geo, the multi-game machine. Now, we briefly touched upon, of course, the game's released in 1989. Apparently, the storyline takes place in 1999, and the sequel takes place in 2009. The sequel, I never mentioned the title of it, was called Beastbusters Second Nightmare. There also was another Beastbusters game called Dark Arms that was released for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. And that was not a rail shooter like the other two, but rather, it was an action RPG set in this world. Well, that was annoying. Oh, it's not over yet. Awesome. This is even more annoying. This guy just keeps dancing back and forth. Look at him! Look at him dance! He's so happy. His exposed heart is just shooting stuff all over the place. And here we go upon the requisite laboratory scene with experiments and tanks. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. I gotta say, the scaling in this game is unique. And by unique, I mean it's kind of terrible. I mean, it's still fun to look at, but it's definitely not scaling correctly. Now, since we were talking about the other Beastbusters game, there was one more, and this one was a mobile game. That came out a couple years ago. That one was called The King of Fighters. I'm sorry. It was called Beastbusters starring KOF, or King of Fighters. Ooh, hit her a couple times. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Gotta stop shooting her. Oh, man, come on. Well, she's dead either way. Feel the movement of this guy. He's got moves. I like how he still has a little bit of hair on the very top, too. See how my character reacts to his score. He's okay with it. There was a part earlier where he was, like, ashamed of it. The woman said, destroy the fifth one. Then she died. She was a CIA agent. What did her clue mean?
Section 6.
Top-notch writing. Top-notch. You know, this wouldn't be so bad, dying, if they didn't ask me to input my name over and over again. But I guess it makes sense, because I'm filling out the high scoreboard by myself. Things are definitely taking a turn for the hectic around here. There are enemies coming from all over the place, projectiles coming all over the place. Quiet scene. What do we got? Oh, Jeep. Ew. A Jeep with brains. How am I supposed to hit all those missiles at once? Well, that horrible creature is gone. And we come across our second elevator scene. Count them, ladies and gentlemen. Not one, but two elevator scenes. More damn birds. More birds hoisting up football players. Wait, what? I mean, I noticed that the first time, but weird if you think about it. Where are these birds? Like, what? Okay, so the football players, they throw Molotov cocktails, and they're being hoisted up by these birds. Who came up with the enemy design? Oh, this guy again. Now, I do have to say that since this is an emulation, when I did fire it up on main for Droid, it did say that the graphics and the sound were imperfect. Watching other videos, it looked like it was pretty spot on, so I don't really see a whole lot of problems with it. But apparently there is. I just haven't seen it. Alright, and that completes section 6. We got one more to go. Let's see how I feel about my score. I'm okay with it. Not turning away. Were the missing scared to death? And then back to life? No, obviously not. In the last stage we just saw a laboratory. No, that was the stage before, where we saw they were coming out of the tanks. Just like this! And here we go, boss rush. Let's face off against a bunch of bosses. This is a very popular choice amongst arcade developers and video game developers in the late 80s to early 90s. They loved getting to the last part and facing all the bosses all over again. I personally am not a huge fan of that. But it does fill in some time. Even though I've read online what the story is still pretty nonsensical. And the bosses and the creatures and the enemies that you inhabit, they don't make any sense. But hey, that's the beauty of arcade gaming. It doesn't have to make sense. Are these guys only wearing tennis shoes and underwear? Well, at least they're not nude, like those other blue guys. And torching him didn't seem to do a lot of good. Meh, maybe it did. It did go down pretty fast. Ah, speaking of nude blue guys. I'm not sure what this eyeball has anything to do with the zombie outbreak. You are dead. Well, whatever. So is he. And this time without a hostage. And he's still transformed though. I mean, I think it would have just made more sense if this creature had just come out, but I guess he wouldn't have fit in the tank. Oh, and our old killer vehicle friend again. See, he came out in his second form. So the trick to beating this guy is to take down all the eyeballs on the top. And that's it. And he explodes into a brain with an eyeball again. Four credits to go. Let's see if we can make it. Alright, that part's done. Oh, wait. Where are you going? Oh yeah, there's no way I'm gonna hit all those missiles. Alright, 3 continues now. That's pretty simple. Take this thing out. Also pretty easy. A lot of forms. Ugh. 2 continues left. Input your name, you've done great! I don't feel like I've done great. And 1 more continue to go. Let's see if we can finish off the game. Laser time. There's no way to avoid that laser. But it matters not, because for I believe we have just beat the game. Don't think you have won. We will return! The battle is over, but the town remains a mystery. So you solved nothing. Alright. Well, what's this? Dun dun dun! Alien craft. Well, thank you for watching. That does it for our playthrough of Beast Busters, all 7 stages. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. The subscribe button is a DCO logo. And please comment and share. And like. I mean, if you like the video. But most importantly, thanks for watching.